Well, I kind of had a special day this week, and that's my 1-year anniversary of being on the road. Mid-September of 2015, I took off from San Diego, California in this van here. I was living in this van prior to that for almost 2 full years, static in San Diego. I was working a part-time job and saving up money, doing repairs that I needed to do on the van to make it what I felt was roadworthy. And then mid-September of last year, I hit the road. I had a couple work camping jobs lined up. First was the sugar beet harvest work camping job in North Dakota. That's a job that's known for being very short term, usually a couple weeks to a few weeks, and lots of overtime, so you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time. So I went up, did that. They provide you with a campsite with full hookups and facilities and all that, bathroom, shower. So it worked out really good. It was one of those initial things that I did on the road that kind of beefed up my bank account to keep me rolling. And then from there, I went down to Kentucky, had about a week and a half, 2 weeks in between to do some camping in between the 2 jobs. And then same deal. In Kentucky, I work for Amazon. They give me a campsite, and I worked for about 7 weeks there, was able to get my savings built up even more, and then kind of headed back out west after that. After the new year, did the RTR gathering. It's a kind of nomadic gathering that's held out in Quartzsite, Arizona. That was a really good time. Went back to San Diego, visited family, and got kind of regrouped. And then continued up into Arizona, saw the Grand Canyon, went through Utah, did Moab, visited Colorado, then kind of made my way over to the Midwest and took a summer job at AdventureLand in Iowa. And that was quite interesting. That was the most extended work camping job I did. It was 3 months, same deal, campsite provided, just operated rides at their amusement park. Pay was pretty low, but I made it through it. And then for the last almost 2 months, I've just been cruising around kind of South Dakota, Wyoming, Colorado, Montana, and making my way back up to North Dakota for my 2nd season of the sugar beet harvest. So it's been really interesting just being out here. You know, doing those work camping jobs are just kind of things that I found to keep me out on the road without having to go like back to San Diego and revisit my hometown and take a job there. I knew that I just wanted to continue the experience out on the road, so finding these jobs that I can just kind of keep traveling, stop, work, and then get back on the road and travel some more till the next job seemed to be the best bet for me as far as not having any like passive income. I'm not, you know, wealthy. I hit the road with just a couple grand in my bank account, and just kind of trying to be keeping my savings account to a decent level to where if I had any emergencies or breakdowns, I'd be able to take care of them. And then all along, I am projecting for the future. I'm trying to save for another van or some sort of camper in the future. I know I'd probably want to upgrade, and also just have a general savings account for anything that comes up that I want to do in life. So that kind of brings me to the actual experience. I can share what I share. I show all my campsites. I talk about different things that I do to make life easier on the road, all of that, all the great people that I've met. It's been a really awesome experience seeing all these great places, going to national parks. It's been amazing. But for the most part, it's just been more of a personal journey for me. I'm doing this solo. I kind of went through a breakup. I did have a girlfriend in San Diego around the time I was going to be hitting the road. So I was really going through a lot of emotional stuff, just kind of trying to find myself and find out what's really important to me in life and what I really need in life to be happy. And that's kind of what this has come down to now. After a year of being on the road. Those first couple years just in the van, living life more simply, it kind of gave me the clarity in my mind to know that I wanted to do something kind of big and make a big change outside of just my living lifestyle, you know, being in the van. I knew I wanted to actually get out and travel, experience new things, meet new people, and that was very important to me. So I did what I needed to do to make that happen. And for me, that was kind of the first step, like in my life, where I was actually doing something directly that I wanted to do. It just wasn't for doing something for some job that was probably the best thing for me to do or like a good responsible decision. It was more like I really wanted to do something, and for the first time in my life, like I made it happen. I envisioned it, I did the research I needed to do, and then I actually made it happen for once. And I'm like, been at this a year, just out here kind of living on that initial that initial fire, that initial, dream that I had. And it's just, things are just kind of unfolding as I'm out here. There was definitely a freshness of just the newness of everything being on the road. I'm very new to on-the-road travel. Although I've taken a couple road trips in the past when I was younger, really getting to learn the ins and outs of actually being on the road full time. You really learn a lot about just finding a groove that works for you. And for me, I knew right away after living in this van static in San Diego in the city, just parking on the side of the roads and in business parking lots and just doing that day after day, night after night. My first experience out dispersed camping, like boondocking, just primitive camping for free, like on public land. I think one of my first spots doing that on the road was Bryce Canyon in Utah. And I found this really great spot out in the forest, and it was just amazing. I had this experience that I won't forget to this day, where I just really, it felt so right, like I was at home, like I was meant to be camping in the woods. That whole stuff that I was doing in the city, kind of like always on the move, worrying about if you're going to get a ticket or if people are like onto you that you're living out of your van and working, and it just felt so much more right being out in nature and camping like on public land in national forest. It just felt so right. Like, okay, this is the start of something big. This is the start of me actually living my life. And I feel like after this first year, it's kind of coincidental that it's happening right around the year mark of being out here. What I'm seeing in my life is that there's definitely room for more. There's room for more excitement. There's room for more socializing. There's room for more fun. And more than anything, I think I'm at a point now where I'm ready to start learning and actively carrying out things that contribute directly to a healthy body and mind. So what are those things that are going to keep me healthy and happy? I know for me, definitely physical exercise. I really want to have a mountain bike and incorporate that into my routine, as well as the hiking. I really do enjoy photography. That's a big part of my life, taking video footage, editing videos. This whole YouTube thing for me is a really big part of my life, and it does take a considerable amount of time through my day-to-day life. But I also have room and time for other things. And I think something that I learned at this recent van gathering that I went to is that the social interaction is very important, and I tend to kind of isolate. I'm very good on my own. I'm happy. I don't feel lonely or I really get bored. But I really do tend to just get comfortable with that. And I know through experiencing these gatherings that I've been to, I really do enjoy being around other people. It's not that I just dislike people and I'm a total loner. It's just kind of by default, it's much easier for me to be alone. It takes less effort and energy. But the fulfillment and the enjoyment I get from actually socializing and doing things with others really is worth the effort that I have to put in to do that. So that's something that I'm working on with myself, is becoming more social, arranging more meetups, trying to attend these gatherings and such. And then also, I have this whole set of personal goals that I'm trying to do with myself. I mentioned about being physically fit and trying to have a healthier diet. Those are part of my goals, but also I have financial goals. Goals with my vehicle and my camper. Like when I bought this van, I said, if I can stick it out in this van for 5 years, I'll be all right. And it's been almost 3 years already. So that's why I'm kind of in this mindset of trying to save up in case another rig comes along. That's a good deal. Something with a little more space, maybe a high top. I may want a companion out here. I'm at a point now where I'm really becoming more open to the idea of maybe making room for somebody in my life to actually have a companion out here. So that's something that's going on in the background as well. And then also financial stuff. I do want to have a certain amount of money saved up at all times, as well as going above and beyond that for anything that comes up in the future. And I think one of the big things that has happened very recently in my travels and part of this experience is I have considered purchasing land before in the past, and I think more than ever that is something that I believe I really want to do. Living the way I do, taking advantage of public land and national forest and BLM lands where you can camp for free and kind of set up your home for a few days or a week or 2 weeks if you want to. There are a lot of camps that I've been to that I've really, really liked, and that I've almost told myself, like, man, I could camp here forever. when I have visited some people that actually have land and have a little, place on a piece of land or a cabin, it's really made me realize that, like, wow, that would, if I could find the right piece of land that was like one of those camps where when I pulled up, I told myself, like, man, I could camp here forever. That would be awesome to have that as mine, and to maybe have like a base camp, very minimally developed, just simple, primitive place that I can call mine and go camp there if I need to, or just know that it's always there for me. So that's something that I really believe that I want to set my sights on and really save for. And while I'm out here in these travels, that's another great thing, making deeper connections with people that are living lifestyles that are similar to how I want to live and seem to have attained something that I really want. And that's just finding a simple way of living and being really happy and content with just a very simple life. And that's kind of what this all along has been about. But it seems to be more and more at the forefront now, is, just keeping at simplifying my life down to the point to where it's completely manageable. Just try to live a very rich life and invite new things into my life, invite new people into my life, new things, new experiences, to just really get the most out of this experience. So I really do thank you guys for sticking it out with me and being a part of this journey. And from, here, it's like, what's next? I don't know, but I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and just invite as much goodness as I can into my life. So we'll see where this adventure takes us. Thank you for being a part of it.